Hey guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. I greatly appreciate them. They're a great way of supporting the channel, so thank you so very much. This is the daily forecast for Tuesday, the 28th of December. It's not solely set for that date, though. If you're seeing it on a different day, please feel free to take the message if it fits and applies to something you're dealing with, looking at, or feeling in your life. Please utilize it to the best of your ability. If it doesn't fit or it doesn't seem like it makes any sense, that's okay. It may not be your reading. You can kind of just take what you need and leave the rest. So let me see what's going on with the cards. Please check out the drop-down menu on my dailies if you're new to me, so that you can figure out a little bit about sort of how that house rules work, what I want you to think about when looking at my readings, what decks I'm using, how to book a private reading. All of that stuff is in there in the drop-down menu. All right, so let's see what cards coming out. We've had some interesting ladies visit us over the last two readings, and so I'm sort of interested to see who shows up today. Interesting. Okay. We have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is all about sort of exactly what this woman is doing, is she's hibernating. She's going into the dream state or into her own internal mental world. Swords represents that the realm of the mind, or the mental realm, right? Our thoughts, the way we communicate, what we communicate, how we communicate. The Four of Swords would indicate maybe not necessarily communicating at this time, going inward, finding the answers for ourselves, understanding that we can withdraw in a way that's protective and sort of um, uh, like a form of self-care. Remember, I said on the Sunday's reading that Queen of Pentacles energy, she had a bit of a self-care thing going on with her, and I feel like so did the Empress from yesterday. So we have this sort of deeply strong, um, feminine, intuitive, creative, nurturing energy around us that's requiring us to want to go inward with our thoughts, stabilize our mind, create clarity where maybe there hasn't been some for a little while, figuring out or maybe summing up the remainder of reviewing maybe this year that just has gone past, and also sort of thinking about maybe where we want our next journey to be towards in 2022, right? The Four of Swords is always, it's a withdrawal, but it's not necessarily like you're losing, you're not winning. It's more like going inward so that you can get clarity for yourself, to understand what it is that you need at this time, not what others think you need or what others suggest to you, oh, this is what you should do. There's a lot of should energy, I think, that needs to be avoided when we're in the Four of Swords. So to me, when I see this woman, she's hibernating, she's protected by these three bears. Threes always make me think of the mind, body, spirit connection. She's naked and vulnerable, right? She is, but she's safe, right? We can create a safe space for ourselves to clarify our thoughts, our communications, how and what we need to say, and in what is the, sort of the best, most, optimum way for us to say it for ourselves. Does that make sense? So today would be a day of definite reflection, personal reflection, shutting the world out, taking a day of self-care, putting everything on pause for a moment if need be, and just resting, right? Meditating, checking in with one's own self, one's own thoughts, and really understanding them, strengthening them, grounding in them. That's the trees there with the swords on it. That to me is like grounding and centering in who we are, what we know to be true for ourselves, no matter what anybody else has to say about it, right? Now, for the Heal Yourself card, interesting. Pride. We have not seen her before. She's quite beautiful, a little bit spooky. Card number 7. Sevens are to me about a conscious choice, right? The word pride kind of throws me off a little bit because the Four of Swords would not indicate a prideful space. It would indicate more a space of introspection or meditation. But I do like that this woman is sort of like oh, sorry, one moment. Half woman, half skeleton. Like she's looking at the depths of herself. She's looking at who she is, how she feels, what she needs, um, and going inward. Give me one moment. I think somebody's at the door. One moment. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that pause. In some ways, though, I kind of like that this photo, she looks like she's almost marrying herself. Maybe we're creating a marriage to ourselves through going inward, through clearing our thoughts, through connecting with ourselves at a deeper, more visceral level. That's sort of the skeleton nature that I see in this woman. The word pride kind of throws me off because I don't necessarily connect um, the Four of Swords with pride, because pride to me is more of like almost an extroverted feeling of being noticed, seen, or acknowledged. Maybe this is more of an internal acknowledgement of ourselves, what we need to be proud of, how we need to be proud of ourselves, what, where our thoughts take us, that sort of thing. When it's uh, when the card number is 7, it means like there's a conscious choice that needs to be made, right? We need to take that choice and move towards it. So going deeper. We also have that secrets of the sort of the high priestess coming, and this card does kind of give me a little bit of that inner depth, secretive high priestess vibe to it. So this could be a little bit of her energy coming in too on this card. Let me read pride to you. It is, you may be acting out of arrogance and vanity. Humility is the key. When you are prideful, you can become harsh and not conscious of your weaknesses. This can temporarily make you feel more powerful and superior to others, whilst at the same time cause you to be judgmental, unteachable, and hardened. Have you been fighting, quarreling, and disagreeing with others? Are you always trying to prove a point and defend your position? Do you think that you are always right? By holding on to the shadow pride, you are stopping yourself from progressing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Stop overestimating your importance and learn to be humble. When you are too proud, you cannot hear other people's advice and cannot receive their assistance. Empowerment means that you can be soft, caring, aware, and gentle. Recognize that you need other people's support to achieve true success. Action. Take some time during this day to relax. Lie down if possible and look carefully at this card. How does it make you feel? How do you relate to it? Ask yourself, where am I attached to a false sense of who I am? Where have I overestimated my abilities or changed or charged ahead, unprepared for the challenges I face? Where in the past has a sense of pride led me to a fall? Instead of taking this personally, now is your opportunity to feel and express your willingness to release any pride that has held you back, and in doing so, become more teachable. If you have hurt other people, consider apologizing and being more thoughtful. So that might be the introspection that's going on in the Four of Swords. Maybe we need to review some of our behaviors or our relationships, how we've been communicating those things. Remember, this week's grounding stone for the week is that word peace, right? And so if we're to attain that peace, the Four of Swords would indicate actually actively going after it, seeking it out, and resting in there. And even the Pride card tells us to take that moment of silence and sort of check in with ourselves. So is there somewhere where maybe we could have done something slightly different? Is there something that the Empress and the High Priestess and all of these, strong female intuitive cards are trying to tell us this week? that we may want to clear up before year's end so we don't carry it with us into 2022. And here is the grounding stone. This is just a principle to ground in during this day. It's on snowflake obsidian, which I find interesting because to me, snowflake obsidian is both black and white. It's both sides of the spectrum. It's good and bad, or light and dark. It's a little bit of both. Um, so the word is sharing. I think first and foremost, sharing within ourselves our honest truth about who we are and how we've acted, how we've behaved, where we've maybe, done things correctly and then maybe incorrectly, is something that we might need to first share amongst ourselves through the Four of Swords, and then maybe share with another in a relationship if some of you are having troubled relations or situations that you would like to have fixed prior to the year's end, right? Relationships mended. I don't get a sense that this is all your fault or that it's all yours to fix. But I do get a sense that these three components here are telling me that it's like you do have a side of the street that you need to kind of maintain or clean up or clear out so that you can move forward in a way that you can be proud of and that you can, sort of evolve or expand in a positive manner. Does that make sense? Remember to always seek the peaceful answer in this situation as you go through this day today. That Four of Swords would indicate granting yourself that peace. And let's see what happens. I'm really interested to see what happens. Remember, underneath this, we have that Queen of Pentacles. She's very nurturing, giving, honest, loving, kind. If we have a boss we've been having problems with, or a coworker, or a relationship, because she is Pentacles, this could be something outside of ourselves that is physical in nature. We need to kind of go inward and figure out sort of where we fit, how we feel, and what our part in the whole situation has been. And then we need to honestly share that not only with ourselves, but maybe with that situation or the person, if we've wronged them in any way or we feel as though there's something that we need to repair or do differently. That is your forecast for the day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow to see how these cards will change. And that's about it. All right. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.